Yo, this is Riku G.
Oh,
Dito na sila.
cheers.
बानी हुँदो रहेछ चेस गरेपछि पिउनु भनेको
My honey giver, my honey giver.
Your queen bee.
Your queen bee.
I'm your queen bee.
Hello everybody, this is Hive Mind and we are back with another episode of Inspired Perspective series with a very special friend of mine. Very happy to see him after some time, meeting after 3 years I guess. Very happy to have him.
One of those episodes where we are bit chilled. Okay, and this is gonna be one of those episodes where we are with our friends. So it's gonna be a pretty chilled, laid back kind of episode with some fun and stories that may inspire you, aspire you, or just entertain you.
Right.
So let's.
Alright, okay. I like to...
Please go ahead.
Okay. Anyhow,
Tell us a little bit about
it's my privilege sharing my thoughts and some of my creative ideas about, my career, I must say, as well as some of my, the interests. We call it as passion la. Now, so look at it. Look. So I've been sharing with the Hive Mind la, the Hive Mind.
The Hive Mind. Share connect, bro. Don't forget that tree.
that was interesting. Anyway, so let's begin from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So Rigu, talk us through your this very interesting aspect, this very interesting side to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're a beatboxer. You've started beatboxing since your schooling, and then you have judged a couple of Go Cup volumes
Yes.
for the same.
Uh-huh.
So talk us through this interest of yours. When did it come about? When did it all start? How did you get interested in this?
To talk about these things, I do have. I want to share you some, the curious ideas that I have generated when I moved from Mongo to Punakhala. So at that time, I was so naive. I had no ideas about, what the world could be. Going beyond that, the areas where there were no talent at all. So the moment I entered Uganda Academy, there used to be a lot of the varieties of ideas, talent, thoughts, as well as lot of the thing that can make us as well as motivated, motivated, as well as they have a lot of people who used to share little things, So anichi baby bana अब त्यो गर्दा गर्दा के भयो भने अब I made a lot of friends there, variety of international students coming in and out. And likewise, I discovered in a concert where, the people were performing a beatboxing. And it was new for me.
Right.
Firstly, I was little bit in confused as well. We can make sound from, the mouth as well. And also, mimic some of the instrument like drums and everything.
Right.
So I was so curious and I learned step by step, everything has a lot of shapes within there.
Right.
So I started learning, taking my periods out, some of the classes, as well as I have bunked 2 or 3 classes to learn about beatboxing skills and everything.
Yeah.
She hasn't.
Oh my god, I used to bunk my bio classes all the time. Yeah.
Okay. So likewise, I just saw the performance of some Koreans, international students, and I was so much keen in learning that thing. And I have learned basic from it must be little bit of usually when we learn about the talent, somebody would be coming and then guiding us. We expect that, but there were no someone who is willing to teach someone, and I thought okay, I will be learning myself. And then I went home there during the breaks and I used to fiddle some of the videos from YouTube, and then then I thought okay, I will learn the basic. And what excites me, I'd like to share you that story.
Yeah, please.
And what excited me was that there was a junior. When I was in class 12, there was a junior, and he approached me, and then he said like, okay, you seems very much curious in learning these things. And I guess like he was, uh, what we call it, we do have that bundle doctor. We do have one brother named Kasper. I don't know
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
name.
I've
Yeah,
heard
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So his brother came by, and then he has like offered me like, I'll teach you the basic one and beatboxing and everything. And then I started like, okay, it is very much, like, I'm very much grateful that you're teaching me the basic one. That's what I need. So I started learning day by day. Then later on, we used to have a lot of jam session, cubicle wise in the college, the boarding, yeah. And we used to like present some of the talents just to represent, and then have some, what do you call that, to keep some, the name of the cubicles. So we used to share that. And so that time it started all the way like that. Then later on it went by.
Really interesting to know, and also from this, what the viewers and me, uh, what message it conveys is like, if you are interested in something, all you need is curiosity
Yeah.
to learn something, right? You will eventually find people who will help you or teach you, or you can find yourself, like there are so many resources out there already. So the curiosity, if you have curiosity to learn something new, you will eventually find a way. That's really interesting. Along with that, I believe that you do have teaching experiences, right?
Yes.
And you are again planning to move to Shenbang for another teaching job. So walk us through, like how do you incorporate? Because usually people, they have this image of a teacher, someone serious, studious,
Right. Who wouldn't really
Oh,
beatbox?
yeah, who doesn't beatbox and all that. And it's really interesting because I remember like maybe things are changing now, so I can't generalize also. But
Right.
I remember back in high school days, when I was a student, when I was a high schooler, we had this certain image of a teacher. We used to feel like they don't even have personal life. And whenever we used to go, meet, come through some teachers who are interested in music or some sort of creativity, and then we used to be like, oh my god, this teacher is so cool, like, all that. So
It's very different.
yeah, it's
so-
very different and all that. So walk us through, like, through your experiences as someone artist. I would call you an artist, right?
Yeah.
And an academician, right? So how do you incorporate, and what are the things that you have noticed, or lessons that you have learned? Anything, any striking moments that you
yeah.
remember?
So in order to share these things, I have very much like, I had no clue about like I'd be like going on the teaching and all. I was like so much into my passion, which was like a secondary passion, and mostly I was like focused on what I will be doing in the future.
Right, right.
So will this like suffice? Warren Buffett was like one of the men who like used to like thought of introducing beatboxing mostly on like mimicking the drums, instruments and everything. So yes, most of the time, not like they used to mimic the drums and instrument everything just to make it like like a entertainment session, because most of the time we won't be carrying all the instrument and that, right? So all those it all started from that thing. So I was doing the research on this thing, and then I had the the ideas in back of my mind that I would be like performing internationally, and I was focused
Never too
mostly.
late, man.
Yeah.
You never know.
And then it all started, but suddenly in my career, like there was a like the turn.
The reality.
Yes, the reality, like it was like almost like what I call like it was like almost like it was making me like unable to decide like which career should I choose or something. Okay? Then it all started like that. Then I just went on, like I was working differently, and then later on I like found out that I was lost in between. I was doing everything. I was like not sure about like taking the teacher career. Then later on I came here, and then I started working in Naiba, the hotels here, even like in Finseling I worked there. Then suddenly there was like a biggest the news that we have the lockdowns and whatever, and I thought like now it is a full stop for my career. Then I thought like, okay, I think what should I do in order to make it or like align my passion along with the career that I'm going to. So I thought of like taking a teaching. Then I went down there. Then it was like taking that decision of being a teacher was like a little bit difficult for me. But what happened was like when I was getting transfer from the transfer from Punaka. So what I thought was like I used to maintain a diary long time back, 2012 when I was in Mumbai and everything. And what I used to write is like every time I used to write, okay, this teacher is taking me out, and it was a little bit like as well as like enlightening me in a different way. He took a different approach. I used to write all those things, but suddenly when I was in college, I stopped it there. Then later on, it like fell down like a movie. I don't know, like what I call like it's the movie just about. Then
Diary open भयो अचानक
अचानक
No, diary no, but the diary आएर
diary open तिमीले कहाँ हराछ
So even happened like that. के हुन्छ
If
नि?
anybody found it, please, she's the one.
You can make a movie out of it.
So I was going through that and I think like I forgot about this thing long time back. Then यस्तो हेरेँ अरे निकै लेखेको रहेछ होइन नि अब there was like something about like different approach, how you can learn about guitar, how you can make some instrument, and how you can incorporate this thing. So that idea came by it, and then I used to always like after doing my teaching as a like trainee, like completing the training and everything, I thought of like incorporating all those things. And usually I started doing that, but most of the time I had no clue that the students are liking it or not. And later on only I was like, when I meet my students, from different schools, which I have already taught here. So they were talking about, okay, your lesson was interesting, and you used to love it there. Why did you leave and everything? And I thought like, okay, the incorporation of the beatboxing as well as, sometimes like if you learn about the topic, the CBD, Central Place District and everything. So I used to incorporate with the beatboxing like music, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. Then then like I would see a lot of curious minds that have been like gazing around. So likewise it started.
We were talking yesterday, right? And you were saying that whatever we do in life, there's always something to teach, right? And you said that you have, before joining the teaching, you already had worked in various fields, right? So that time you thought like, okay, maybe going to teaching is a little different and all that, but you still learned through, and whatever you're doing now, all the years of experiences, you're putting it in, you're using it. So how do you like do it? Any tips for people that are watching?
I would like to say one thing, because like we have already known about the different things and ideas that we generate throughout the environments, everything. So whatever you feel like, I even instruct my student as well that like for now, maybe like for our time, we must say, the study and academic is the best. We used to talk that nothing beyond the academic and everything. So what I say after observing all those things is that academic is not everything. If you have that, the passion that you have already developed it, or you have been upgrading that, you can use it if you have like been stuck within your, the career or the goals. So likewise, I always used to say, and learning has no ending. So I've been like doing that, and then in my mind, what came inside when I was going through the teaching career is like, what could be the different? But in teaching, we do have different type of approaches, strategies, and everything that we should follow. But in order to do that, it is not necessarily what the teachers that we think here right now is like they've been falling in the same thing, for the years and years, and they don't have time for like they say I don't know, but I do have time in approaching different types, creating out different things.
Exactly. They're
So-
like really stuck with the roots, I think, no?
And it all came when I was like walking lonely. I used to be an introvert earlier, and then when I was like used to paint outside, work, and then try to create mine. Then I generate some ideas and everything. Then one day it came when I was walking from like Barisa till town,
Yeah.
like and I see the beautiful scenario and it was a little bit quiet, the sunset. Sun was a little bit, very beautiful and everything. Then I thought of like, okay, I just generated an idea like why don't I incorporate different types of ideas as well as encourage the students who have already this passion which can help them to improve themselves and also have some stability in life. So it all started, and then I used to use it in the school's class and everything. Not even only that thing, and even like in when I meet the student outside, when they come here, when I meet in town, everything, I used to always instruct them, how are you working on your secondary, goals and everything. It's very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
Wow.
So likewise, it's been going on. Like,
Nice. How nice of you. How nice is this approach of yours?
Yeah.
Check with them, about their interests. What do they like beyond the academics, beyond just books and pens and classroom? It's so it's very nice. I think it's coming from the fact that he's an artist. He has this artistic side of him, but of course he also has his day job. But he is always trying to like see how you can do it together.
Yeah.
You're encouraging that in your students. Also. That's really nice. Yeah? I mean, we need to keep our hobbies alive.
Yeah, and teachers need to encourage that instead of discouraging kids and saying that focus on your marks or something like that.
even if I've been always like looking at that, if you go and then see obstacles come in, right? So you may be having a lot of obstacles in individual lives, and if you look at the obstacles and if you try to give up, then you won't be able to reach the goals. So how can I break that obstacles and then try to take my steps towards my goals and everything. So if you do that thing, then it will be like no one can stop you and everything. And even like I know that in different type of like in terms of education and teachings, we've been bound by the rules, some of the the protocols and everything. As a teacher, you should be teaching only the what's there in IG instruction guides and everything. But they have always reflected that the new one, the IG, they have already instructed that you try to debate, you try to create quiz and everything. The only thing is that the people are saying most of the time, to be honest, they don't have time at all to practice quiz and everything. But in a modern society, with the advance of technology and everything, I think it is possible.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
possible.
it is
possible. Yeah.
Even
Possible,
without so much of technology, like it's just about creativity. Make your classes fun. Incorporate various things.
So most of the time, I try my best in doing that. But I don't know like whether people like it or not. But I have seen some of my students, not some, but a few, I must say, that the school that I've taught, they've been saying in this thing like, I used to be a little bit, that actually what happened here is most of the time when teacher teaches there, like teachers should be like in our time, like most of the time के भएको थियो भने के अब पुरा टिचरहरु चाहिँ एकदम स्ट्रिक्ट हुनुपर्छ नानीहरुलाई यस्तो हुनु टाइपको हुन्थ्यो नि त क्या सो त्यो ट्रेन्ड चाहिँ चलिरहेको छ yeah it's been like almost there like so you've been little bit friendly with the student, what about if they take advantage? So if you think about this, that's the good thing, but there is always like if that differs with like the teachers are trained or not. So when we are training here, we have been like trained in psychology, counseling, at the same time how to set a barrier, So if someone is taking advantage, yes, we do have that, the right to set the barrier or else deal with the students, which comes under classroom management and everything. So you can approach that one. That most of the people are like, I don't know, maybe like they've been like so much like they have lost their interest in teaching or not. So that's the only thing I must say. But mostly, I must say, almost 40% are well versed. Like the teachers, very experienced, very excellent. They've been falling within only. The only thing is that they are not getting opportunity to explore.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I do have like there's some teachers, from high school who have made that's what I taught me. I'm sure there are a lot of experienced, very competent teachers out there. But as you're saying, the debate and quizzes, all this thing, that's the difference because I too have a teaching experience of 4 years, not much, but yeah, that's what I used to notice. Like here, it's mostly text-based, curriculum, lesson plan. Here we were allowed to like as long as it's aligning with the subject that we are teaching, we're allowed to use different approaches.
approaches.
No, there are days where I have shown movies whole day to my teacher, to my students. I have shown movies, but educational movies, and then just pick something about out of it, and then we'll just have a discussion or sharing of their perceptions and opinions and all that. So yeah, I used to wonder, like, oh my god, what if I do that in Bhutan? Like, I'll just go to class and start showing movie, will they allow or not? But yeah, I think like the classes should be fun, fun, educational, and something, and also mainly needs to teach critical thinking. That's what I feel like most Bhutanese lack. Honestly, even including me, man, including me, because I feel like critically thinking means to question everything, and to question everything means even to question things that are written in textbooks. And here it's like, I think maybe it will come as a little bit of offensive as well. Yeah.
Somewhat, right? But right now, like if you see the difference that has been like in our country, the system has been growing well, and as well as the guidance those we have already talked about right now. It's been like improving only. They have already instructed that you should try to be innovative. Everything is there. Even the ideas is only given. The only matter is like
It's not that implemented.
how many of them are like been like following that. That is the only thing. We do have that guidance right now. Like what I have experienced and observed, few years before entering the career. Before our time, there was nothing like what we have discussed right now. But later on, like they have already said the career curriculum and everything was been like revised and everything. It's been included everything. The only thing is that the people are been not following. And
You were teaching subject like English and geography.
English as a background, like in like college, I did the English environment, and then later on, like for that teacher training, as a teacher training, I pursued with geography.
So there are certain subjects, especially English language, that it is feasible for teachers to be a little bit creative.
Yes. They've been lacking that.
So just try to understand like subjects like mathematics and science. Science, I'm sure it will be fun, with all these experiments and all that. But I think it depends upon the language also. I personally feel like, if I wish that my former teachers were a little bit creative in their approach, that's one thing. But like you said, even I was writing some paper about teacher retention thing. It's an academic paper. I was writing for someone else actually, and then there I had to go through that new curriculum. So I did see, like as we were talking about, I could see the changes.
Okay.
Hope that people are implementing it.
Right.
They talked about the teachers' workload and everything. So the curriculum itself looks really nice. The revised one looks nice, efficient, but I am not sure about the implementation.
I think the teachers, I think they need vigorous training and they need to be checked from time to time. I think this is lacking. That's why.
And even like the teacher like us, like who've been like not who've been like not been regularized as well. I've been like mostly doing on the contract basis only, and I didn't appear for the RCC. The reason for that one is like if we do the RCC as well, it will take a lot of approaches and everything. But now the situation little bit has been changing. The teachers have been not there, insufficient teacher is there. I don't know, like government would be like regularizing it. We do have heard the news about regularizing everything, but I don't know how they are been like implementing or been doing the research and everything. Because for the, I don't have any the PT, I must say. I like in a very rude, it sounds very rude, but I don't have any PT towards the students who have been there in the city, towards the the corner of the countries and everything. Those students have been like waiting for the teacher who comes there and share the knowledge and everything. But most of the time what happened here is like they've been not like opting for that post and everything. All are like been like in the cities and everything. That's the little bit problem there. I think like if they can change the mentally, because as a teacher, so as a teacher, what we can think is like, like we cannot think about the only everything is like money or everything. Yeah, as a teacher, we've been like a teacher only for the students, and then share the knowledge, and then make them upgrade themselves for the future, better future. So you have to look it at the individual as what his master has already been spoken about.
You remind me of the movie Dead Poet
That's
Society.
it.
Oh my
So
god.
I've been watching that one also, and then I also derive the ideas from as
Yeah.
well.
Dead Poet Society.
That's a
And
beautiful
there's another film. I forgot the name, but it's about the teacher who was placed, transferred in the hood. West side.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so inspiring.
The lady
Uh,
teacher, right?
Yeah.
And there used to be one movie as well, like if you have watched it or not, Lean on Me, John Clark. Like there used to be,
I mean, the name sounds very
yeah,
familiar.
Lean on Me. Yeah. It's about this, the teaching life and the teachers, or how they should incorporate the ideas as well in management. If you are talented, how you can groom the school. So in that movie, like most of the time, it was like the teacher. There used to be one teacher who was like very good in and he was like almost like the black. He was like black, and that time like he was like given the the opportunity to serve in the worst school, like the East Side High School, and he was like not prepared for this. And whenever he entered the school or the MPH hall, MPH, the halls and everything, the multipurpose halls and everything, he used to see a lot of like gangsters, like the students, and later on he worked on it and then incorporate different ideas and then improve the students.
But I think it comes with a lot of resilience first
Yeah.
thing, and then also this commitment,
Commitment is necessary.
And sheer passion.
Yeah. And
passion, commitment to better, like to think of something bigger than themselves.
yeah.
Okay, so as we were talking about the school system that was in our time, and now it's changing as well. And then of course, like we didn't even have internet, to research properly, to look for resources and all that. But now internet is there, and then even the student at the remote places, they do know what's going on outside the world,
Outside.
outside their village or
Yeah.
their town. They're pretty, I think, updated with the things. A lot of things, whether it's music, something that's going on social media. So as a teacher, do you feel that like how do you perceive internet as, like, especially for those students, good thing, bad thing, and then if you need a balance as a teacher, how would you advise the students to use internet more productively?
Okay, that's a very good question, I must say, and it's very much important for the youth as well as the listeners to reflect on like what you should do when the technology has been like getting advanced, day by day, year, like when time passes by. So what I would like to say is that yes, there is like I don't know about the other thing, but whenever I ask the different one who has like very good in ITs and everything, information technology, computers and everything, they've been saying like this, it's been like almost easier for us and everything. But what I have noticed is that we've been like lacking. If we are more into now, we do have AI and everything stuff that going on, deepfakes and everything. Yes, I do also practices that thing, like just to upgrade myself. But what I have found is that when we are more into the other one, which makes our life easier, so we are losing the creativity, the ideas of creativity and everything. So what I have thought is like when people are going and then getting lazier life, making their life comfortable and everything, what I have noticed is that I should be practicing, and as well as I've been, I should be utilizing my ideas and everything. So whatever I use the AIs or everything in designing and everything, I'd be generating only the content, as well as I'd be like, putting some of my creativity and then making the changes. Likewise, if we do, then we do have advantage, and we will be able to balance in the two. Otherwise, it will be like it worse. Yeah, I will take the generation in everything.
So, as a creative person you are, and what are some of the tips and tricks that you would like to share, especially if any high schoolers or students are watching this, in order to study more efficiently, other than just mugging up? Like ways to study where they remember things or they understand it. Some of the tips with, for revision and anything related to studies.
When we are like learning during our times and everything, there used to be no like teachers so far. Like there may be few, I must say, been teaching who've been like, you know, able to help the students in giving some of the revision techniques and everything, how to memorize and everything. All those things in a very good way. Then later on, I found out that no, those things are like almost like are like outdated one. So what I would like to suggest the young, mostly if like someone like let's say like if you are like having that the area for improvement in learning English in different one,
Right,
or
right.
writing and everything, or if she is like having a problem or the area for improvement we call it. So in like music or writing dialogues and everything, okay,
Right.
dialects and everything, writing dialects and everything. So what I must suggest is like, yes, we can work on these things, but rather than those things, make it, some of the time on knowing the content from the internet, which is like easily available everywhere, and try to create what comfort, comforts you in learning different way. So likewise, I have like prepared the revision technique for the students. I
Yeah,
have already
listen up.
shared I have already shared some, the techniques for the students, which has been like easy if they follow it, and then very impactful. So what they should do is, if there is one paragraph about the origin of universe and everything, firstly they should take some time, okay, and then they should phrase, some of the, question as well. What could be the question from this portion? It will be available for the exams, and they can write 5 portions for the level. If they are in 12, then they can write 10 portions,
Yeah.
which is like exactly, or like it's been possible from that portion, it may come, and then they can summarize in 5 sentences what's that portion is talking about, what is the paragraph, so likewise, and then they can also even write on different things that they can include, okay, and what could be possible if I can ask those questions or this. So if you follow those type of pattern in small ways,
Right.
so it is like much easier for them to recall, as well as once it gets in their head, or if they can manage the time and everything,
Right.
then it would be like super easy. So that's what I found it from there. But those type of ideas were also there from the teacher. Now teacher may say like, we've been thinking about this idea, after listening only, those things are like common in everything, and that's what we have already, been there,
Yeah.
and also the author has been projected that कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों को काम पे कहना, so all those things is the same
Wow,
thing, right?
Wow.
क्या बात था?
So they have been practicing, that's good. If they are not, but I must say, like for the revision, rather than following mimicry, or mimicking or the memorizing, cramming, those things are like almost like the outdated one, because it doesn't help. Even like in our, when I studied in Bhutan Academy and everything, like as an art student, we are like almost forced to like mimic everything, and then for the certain time only for the exam you would remember everything, then after that nothing.
Yeah.
In reality you cannot use that.
So you would like more, you would encourage your student to write more as per their understanding,
Yes,
their perception,
yes.
what they understand from the lesson.
So that's a simple thing.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
just when I talk, it was like little bit like longer.
We need to play around with whatever we have learned, right? So like think,
No, it's simple
sitting
like,
and think, the art of thinking.
Yeah. So even
Not cultivate
if you are
kind of
having problem in speaking everything, one thing that you should do is like there will be always the mistakes in speaking in presenting in front of the crowd and everything, which I have already discovered. You even if,
Oh God, yeah.
So
every
Yeah.
time.
so what we must think is that yes, nobody is perfect. Okay, they've been working there to be perfect, but That goes like for the years and years and years. So you'll find automatically what we must have is like just the confidence. Little bit confident, not overall.
Keep at it, go. Keep at it. Just keep busy also with the schooling, with kids, you know, with playtime, age, family matters, personal life, whatever it is. Keep at your hobby and keep at it. I'll be very, you know, very happy to see you incorporating beatboxing, what you're really passionate about, into teaching also. And I really hope to see, you know, some people, some students from Shemgang get inspired by you and you know start doing something similar. Yeah, so go ahead and inspire.
And then apart from that thing, thank you. Apart from that thing also, I was like, you know, when entering the teacher career and everything, I started liking it so much that I can, you know, do whatever I wanted in different ways, just to make the younger generation improve as well as, you know, upgrade themselves, learning. And I do have that, you know, that goal. The reason why I have entered the teaching is like if there is more opportunity in the future as well as, you know, if the people understand and, you know, see my ability or the, you know, the capability on making a little bit of impactful changes, I like to serve as a principal as well. So if it is possible, then
Principal.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Yeah, you never know. No, seriously. I mean, we say it as a joke, but you know, as you said, it's very important to, you know, like have hobbies also, and important to have hobbies and then also continue that. And recently I read it. There was this. Reddit is a place where people ask for advice and all that. So someone has written like as if to anyone, 40-year-old. The guy who asks for advice is, I think he's in dating. So I think he's like, you know, the reality is hitting him, you know, like with the job and everything. And then he asks something like, okay, I want to ask anyone, any people in their 40s, like, you know, one life advice. And then this guy, some man has written a very beautiful advice, you know. It's like he's 48, and he said, like, one thing I would advise is never ever give up on your hobbies. You know, you may have other goals that will make you money and all that, that's there, but never ever forget your hobbies. Doesn't really matter if whether you're married, whether you're kids, always take time for yourself. You know, continue. You used to play football, continue that during weekends. You used to play, you know, like video games and all that, continue that. You used to play guitars and have jam session with your friends, continue that. Never, because as we get into this box, you know, like with all the responsibilities of life, responsibility, and we don't have any space for our own that we like, it kind of gets you, and that's when the whole frustration and unhappy and everything comes up. And then you start showing that frustration and dissatisfaction to others, right? To your loved ones. So that was a very beautiful advice. You know, just take time. Of course, you need to balance. You can't be out performing every night when you have families, especially if it's not making you money. You know? But do it. Like always, keep at it.
And one thing, you should also have that patience also. And they should also, like, if they want to do these things, they must be observant, you know, and also plan in advance. Otherwise, if they are planning and then, you know, doing suddenly everything will get like.
Plan it out, balance it. I also want to really talking about hobby, no, I've been really interested. I love chess, no, and I haven't played chess because also, you know, a lot of my friends don't play it, and then online chess, it kind of bores me. I really want to have this, you know, one-to-one connection. And
if anyone,
I'm looking out for a chess mate. I don't know how do you put it, but I'm really looking forward to a club or something like that. I don't know. I need to look up if there are federations for it. So as the advice that you read on Reddit, no, coming from 40 years old, I mean, you know, we look forward for advices from 40 years old. Any 40-year-old out there,
any men in their 40s,
please advise us.
Rasta dikhao.
Anyway, very happy to have chatted with Rigu
And tell us where we can find you.
Yeah.
Your social media. Okay, we
for
will
tips
be,
and tricks.
yeah, we
for
will be giving
beatboxing.
his social media handle. And if you guys want to learn, not just about beatboxing, but if you're a student, you want to connect with him, and also connect with if you are aspiring beatboxer, music, connect with him through our social through Hive Mind. So we'll be dropping his social media handle.
As well as there is another page for the beatbox of the country if you're willing to learn.
Yeah.
Dream Beatbox. It goes by the name
Dream
Dream Beatbox.
Beatbox. Damn.
So they can just come and then send some of the videos as well
Yeah.
if they are willing to, and then I can just upload it with the intro, and then we'll make it somewhat like I had a plan before as well, but yes, now we can also work on this because I can see no beatbox coming on that, well, so I can.
So do you run that page?
I do.
Okay. We will tag that. We'll tag that.
We'll tag that.
Yeah.
Insta.
And Facebook.
Oh, then it's on Facebook. We
Yeah,
will
I
be
mean,
sharing
we can
all the
share all
links,
these
handles, and it's pretty much that's a wrap, I think, right?
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Rigu, for making your time. And we wish you all the best for your teaching journey up ahead. When you head to Shemgang, we wish you all the best. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time there. Hope you inspire a lot of students there.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
It's an honor.